Hey, good morning everybody. It is Uncle Mad here, bright and early on Thanksgiving morning. It's time for me to do what I do every Thanksgiving now, apparently. I don't know how this became the tradition and how I would keep the person responsible for this, but I have to cook the turkey. And I believe last year, because I usually go and do a race on Thanksgiving morning and the turkey takes a while, so to kind of help last year, I think I pre-prepped the turkey, or at least I prepped the turkey, got up early and prepped the turkey, and just threw it in. I don't think we're going to have to do that today. I think I'll be able to throw it in before I leave for my race, but this year, I didn't have to actually wake up early to prep the turkey because one of the first benefits of the World Cup happening in the winter is I was already up at 4 a.m. today to watch the thrilling, exciting Cameroon-Switzerland showdown. So let's get this turkey prepped. I went back and watched the last 2-year Thanksgiving vlogs to see what I did in the past to help give me some advice. And the big takeaway I had from watching last year's Thanksgiving and the Thanksgiving before is that diet needs to start Monday. Your boy's not looking great right now, but today we eat like kings. So let's get this turkey cooking. Alright, so we're pretty much done with all the prep before we were going to kind of do the assembly line and get it ready to go in the oven. Got the turkey here, getting it dried out, good and dry like you always want to do with your meats. This is going to be our roasting pan. Got it lined with vegetables and some herb seasonings on the vegetables at the bottom. Same thing here. We're going to actually stuff the turkey with some lemon and onions. We've got herbs coated in those as well. Rosemary, thyme, sage, thyme. And then we also have an herb butter. This is pretty simple. We're going to put a little bit under the skin and put a lot of it on the top. It's just unsalted butter, salt, pepper, minced garlic. And then I just use generic poultry seasoning to kind of give it the extra herb flavor. Alright, everything's set to go. We just got to take all of the various ingredients we've assemble them into one beautiful turkey, shove that sucker in the onion, and before you know it, we'll be having a delicious Thanksgiving dinner. First thing we're going to do is, now the turkey's all dried it on the inside as well, we're going to salt and pepper on the inside cavity of the turkey. Oh my god, this sucker's heavy. 18.5-pound bird we got this year. Getting some salt and pepper all around in there. Got our aromatic lemon, onion, and herb mix that we're going to stuff inside ye old bird. You don't want to like stuff it to the gills because you obviously want the airflow and heat in the oven to cook through, but basically just did 2 small lemons and 1 onion and we'll have plenty in there. Alright, next thing we gotta do is our herb butter. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get under the skin, put it under there to get a little bit of flavor on the inside. There. Right in there. Get it all smashed around on the inside, spread it around real good. Inside, and the rest we're just going to coat it all over the outside. Okay, the bird is buttered up and ready to go. I think you need to add about 5 to 10 minutes to your planned prep and cook time because it takes that long to get the herb butter off your hands once you're done with it. Shout out this Dawn Power Wash Platinum stuff. This stuff is insane. Justin told me the whole story of how it's like not that complicated what Dawn did to turn their little soap crap into the most advanced grease cutting, stain, spot, gunk removing formula in the world. But shout out this. As soon as it hit my hands, the butter came off. It's going to do the same thing to these other pans we didn't use. But obviously the next thing we gotta do is put this bad boy in the oven for, it's about an 18-pound bird, so we're probably gonna go about 4.5, 5 hours. We'll do a glaze right towards the end. But in the meantime, we're still gonna watch some more soccer, and then I gotta go do one of those turkey trot races that I love to do every year that your boy needs to do. Getting up at 4 a.m. to prep the bird. Makes me feel like I'm, you know, somebody's grandma, and that's the thing that grandmas always talk about. Oh, you children, I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning to prep all this food and make all this dinner for you. I feel like your grandma too. A little gray in the beard, a little bit older. I embrace it though. I think I was born an old man. Or old woman. Ah. I do think next year is going to be the year that we finally attempt to fry a turkey. Although I feel like I say this every year in the vlog and it never actually comes to fruition. Right, that beat means it's time for the turkey to go in. Time for the turkey to go in. It's time for the turkey, it's time for the turkey, it's time for the turkey to go in. Holy shnikes. Ah. Bird is in the oven, 4.5 hours or so we'll be eating it, but first we gotta go run a turkey trot to make sure we've burned the calories necessary to fully indulge ourselves on this Thanksgiving day. Let's go for a run. All right, so this year's run is gonna be a little different. It's one I haven't done before. It's the 6th annual turkey trot, which is like kind of like always been like a go-to name. People just call these Thanksgiving Day races. I've always done the, did the Boulevard Bolt for a long time here in Nashville, but they just now went back to not being virtual this year, and so I've tried another one. I did one like in Franklin, I think, last year. Then this one seems to be worth a shot. Wait a minute, here it is. The Nashville Turkey Trot. That's what we're doing. Put on by TennesseeRuns.com. 6th annual, gobble till you wobble, hashtag turkey tradition. And you get free donuts at the end, so sold. So this race today is based out of Two Rivers Park. Parking and setup and start line is at Wave Country, if you're kind of familiar with the area. It is a 10-mile run, which the second I saw that, I had reservations about signing up for it because I have not been running nearly consistently enough to do a 10-mile run comfortably. But I do have to run a half marathon in a little over a month, so I got to start kicking it up a notch. I can't shy away from tougher runs. I got to start kicking the old bag, I don't know what you would, just my body into shape to get ready for that. Which, while you're here, make sure you subscribe to the channel with the bell turned on for notifications so that you get alerted when the vlogs from that trip where I'm going to do a half marathon will go live, because I am going to be doing the Disney World half marathon. Shock of all shocks, I'm going back to Orlando to run a race at Disney World. So make sure you're subscribed with the bell on so you get to see me likely keel over and die at the happiest place on earth. The most magical place on earth. Call 911. 10 miles is a lot. My knee sucks. My toe's been all jacked up this week for some reason. But these are the sacrifices we make so that we can fully gorge ourselves on turkey, starches, and carbs for the rest of the day. Good weather, at least. Funny story, I worked at Wave Country way back in the day. This used to be the entrance back when I worked. They've since built a new entrance kind of over there, but maybe like do something with this instead of letting it just sit here beaten up and decrepit. I don't know. Just my 2 cents. It's way cheaper to get into Wave Country than I would have guessed. I haven't been here in like 100 years. I have to come here and do a vlog next summer. It's kind of a look at what a, ooh, got a little blurry there. What a wave pool looks like when it doesn't have any water in it. Behind the scenes. I probably should have looked at the course map before doing this, because now that I realize where it is going to be on the most brutal stretch of the Nashville Greenway here in the Donaldson Hermitage area. I'm pretty sure we're going down and up the Heartland Hill. goes nothing. All right, we just passed the 8K turnaround point. Really thinned out the herd. It also makes me think I should have done that. Whew. Whoever designed this course to end with going up the hill from Heartland Soccer Park should be thrown in prison. These guys had the right idea. Golf should probably be the play next year. A good round of 9 or 18 on Thanksgiving morning sounds a lot better than 10 miles. All right, this is what it's all about. Pride's at the end of the rainbow. That's what it's all about right there. Eye on the prize. Now, I just gotta throw up and go home and finish the I might be having a stroke. Go home, finish cooking the turkey. 10 miles was a mistake. The 8K wasn't bad. The 8K would have been pretty easy. 10 miles was brutal. Especially because if you're familiar with the Nashville Greenway, this had to be the worst stretch of the Greenway to put a 10-mile race on. It was wave country, down past McGavick, down the Heartland Hill, all the way basically to Coles, turn back around, come back all the way, which included going up the absolute brutal murder hill at Heartland. That was what killed me. Like, even 7.5 miles-ish, I was fine. 8 miles, it started wearing on me a little bit, and then when we hit the hill coming up Heartland, it just took any little bit of energy, any little bit of fuel I had left to even walk up that hill. Knee is shot. I feel like my toe has to be just like about to fall off, but like it may have numbed itself up from running so much. I definitely got a couple blisters on my foot, but ate a donut, ate some trail mix. Now, real Thanksgiving begins. Meant to get a video of the finished turkey, but in the 11th hour, the chaos of those final cooking moments took over and forgot. And I tried to follow this TikTok thing to show you the perfect way to carve it. It clearly did not turn out right. I butchered this thing. It still tastes good though. I made my little asparagus tarts too. These are really good. I'll put a clip of how to make them right here. Boop. Now that is a good looking plate of food. Larry's not supposed to be up there.
Do you want sweet potatoes?
Yeah.
Larry's being bad.
He's always being bad.
He's trying to escape though.
Outside. What? When you guys came in, he ran out. God damn it!
Steven's trying to trick him into coming back with mashed potatoes. It's a Thanksgiving miracle. Larry saved. Ah! Some people are well tucked away for their tryptophan nap. She had way too much turkey today. Alright, so it's morning of Black Friday. I didn't film nearly as much stuff as I planned to once I got back from the run yesterday, I think, because that run just drained the life out of me. And I just was like, let me get this turkey cooked, let me get all this food done, and then by the time I got eaten, I was just completely gassed. So rather than this just being a Thanksgiving vlog, I'm gonna do like a Thanksgiving weekend vlog, because we got a lot going on this weekend. We've got USA England today, which I'm gonna go find a place to watch with maybe some friends or something like that today. And, you know, Saturday, tomorrow is gonna be the day I'm gonna put up my Christmas decorations. I usually do that on Black Friday, but with the USA England game going on today, I'm bumping that to tomorrow. And then Sunday, we've got Titans versus Bengals. So that one might end up being a separate vlog, but you'll find out if you keep watching, because either it'll be towards the end of this vlog or it'll be another vlog on its own. We'll find out. We're gonna keep going. First thing we're gonna do is, I was looking for like, is there a way to like do something cool with like leftovers for breakfast, Thanksgiving leftovers for breakfast, and I saw a recipe for Thanksgiving breakfast hash. Now, I'm not gonna follow the recipe I found exactly because it's got different stuff than what we have, but I'm gonna give a shot to make a breakfast hash with leftover Thanksgiving items to get today started. All right, we're gonna do a couple fried eggs. We're gonna saute up some chopped turkey, a little bit of dressing. I'm gonna throw mashed potatoes in there, see how that does. I don't know. I did do some bacon. That's not really Thanksgiving-y, but it's breakfasty, so kind of a fusion. That's what we'll call this. We're gonna call this fusion. And then also I'm gonna throw a little bit of the leftover gravy in there as well. This is either gonna be really, really, really good or completely disgusting. I don't see there being any in between. Alright, this might be a really bad decision, but I got this leftover Gruyere, whatever, cheese from the asparagus tart, so I'm gonna shred a little bit of this on top to finish it off. Let's see how this goes. Just cut right into that egg. Yeah. Good gooey yolk coming out. Here we go. Let's see how this turned out. Bacon, so I get a little bit of everything in there. Bone apple teas. It's not bad. It's not like the craziest, best breakfast thing I've ever had in my life, but it's pretty good. Don't know if I would do this again necessarily, but it was worth a try this time. Decent way to start the day. So that's pretty good. I would say add the bacon if you're trying something like this yourself, because it gave it a little crispiness that I didn't get otherwise. I think if we had like roasted potatoes instead of mashed potatoes, that would have made it better. Of course, that's what you usually get in a hash, so that's a little bit more traditional anyway, but not the worst thing in the world. Like the turkey and everything kind of blended in together. You get a little hit of turkey, some of the flavoring from the stuffing popping in every once in a while. It's good variety. I kind of like it, but it's not necessarily something. I might try something different tomorrow. I saw like a recipe for a Thanksgiving leftovers breakfast burrito that I might like to try, but I didn't have any tortillas today, so we'll see. We got a whole weekend to do whatever we want with the leftovers.
All right, next up, England versus USA with Iran. I said that the weirdest way possible, I think. Upsetting Wales earlier today. The path is a little clearer for the USA. Result today would be huge, but ultimately it feels like everything is going to come down to the game against Iran next Tuesday. But a result here against England would be huge. I don't know if it's just because it's England. I don't know if it's just because now that the World Cup's been running and I've been watching every day or what. The Wales game, I didn't have that kind of old feeling that I used to have at the World Cups, like when we'd watch them and get so hyped for them. I don't know if it's like the Qatari stuff or what it was, but like today, I'm fired up. I'm hyped. I want to see the boys go out and rip England apart. Don't know that they will, but would certainly love to see it happen. But I am certainly super hyped for this game. Both teams put out arguably their strongest lineup. Greg kind of is putting his nuts on the table, so to speak. He's starting Haji Wright, the striker he brought that was sort of a questionable decision in a lot of people's eyes. So USA, England, all to play for.
All right, Black Friday is in the books. It's now Saturday. USA, England played to a 0-0 draw. USA played really well. Disappointed they couldn't find a way to get a goal in that match, but they're set up with everything to play for in the final match Tuesday against Iran to get through out of the group. We'll see what happens there. I've been doing live streams, kind of recapping and sharing my thoughts on the World Cup, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel with the bell and turn on for notifications so you can get alerted when we go live. But today is the day we officially begin the transition from Thanksgiving into Christmas. I've got my Life Day 2022 hat on to celebrate as they do in the Star Wars universe. Gonna make one last kind of tricky Thanksgiving leftovers breakfast meal today that I'm gonna show you guys. And then we're gonna start putting up Christmas decorations and turning our house into a winter wonderland. Had this waiting for me on the porch this morning. A great way to begin the transition into Thanksgiving, into Christmas. We have our Joffrey's Disney Holiday Christmas Coffee Pack. Excellent. Alright, so this is going to be similar to what we did yesterday with the hash, where we're just going to saute up some leftover turkey. A little bit of stuffing in the mix.
All right, here's where things get unique. Mashed potatoes going on. It's gonna kind of be almost like a sour cream, I guess. I don't know why I think that, but that's what I'm using in my brain to make it make sense. And instead of cheese that you'd normally have in a burrito, we're gonna have macaroni and cheese. Yeah, buddy. All right. Ooh, this is gonna be a little overstuffed, it looks like. Need a Chipotle burrito artist to help me with this, because this is way overstuffed. Alright. How about that? I need a fork, because this is all going to fall apart. Diet starts Monday. Bon appetit. This is better than the breakfast hash we did yesterday. This is the way to go with leftovers for breakfast.
First official decorations of Christmas are in place. All right, Sunday, last day of our extended holiday weekend. Got most of the decorations up. Santa Claus has sadly passed. He put up a good fight, but he gave up. I got to finish putting ornaments on the tree, but we're going to do that later tonight because now we had to head to Nissan Stadium for Titans against the Cincinnati Bengals. Huge rematch of the disappointing playoff loss last year. A lot of people calling it a revenge game. I don't think it can really be a revenge game in the regular season. I mean, they knocked us out of the playoffs. They ruined a season where we were the first overall seed and we're hopeful that there was a chance we could go to the Super Bowl. They took that from us and ultimately they went to the Super Bowl. So I don't think you can really get revenge in kind of a one-off regular season game. You know, you can certainly get some redemption. You can certainly feel better about yourself getting the win today. They're missing Jamar Chase, their stud receiver, but they got two other really good receivers just waiting in the wings, and Higgins and Boyd. Joe Mixon likely out too, but running game's not how they beat us last year. Running game's not how anybody that's beat us this year has beat us, so it's going to be tough. I'd like to say, you know, our ability to get pressure on Joe Burrow could be the key for us in this game, but we sacked him 9 times in the playoffs and they still beat us last year, so not sure that really changes anything. Joe Burrow just doesn't seem to get rattled, so got to score some points. They're going to put up points today. I think we know that. We got to put up some points. We started to get that way with Green Bay. Looked a little bit better the last couple weeks offensively. Get Derrick Henry going. Get another big game out of Tannehill. Could be a good day at the office, but Cincinnati, kind of like Kansas City, kind of like Buffalo, they're one of those teams that we just don't match up well. So we're heading to Nissan Stadium. We'll see what happens. Go Titans. There's something new they've added to the game day experience. You can scan and pre-order your food for pickup. Shorts might have been a mistake today. All right, so I didn't actually do the ordering today, but I did kind of jump in and browse around and see what it looks like. You can see here there's 2 stands that are offering it currently, and it's kind of the ones that just have your basic stadium foods. It's not even the specialty stands. So you can get a burger, you can get chicken tenders, candy, chips, all the kind of basic stuff here. Did want to note it had the one near us listed as being a 45-minute wait, which seemed kind of crazy, but I'm going to test it out at a game in the future, so we'll see how it actually works in practice coming up sometime soon. But here's a look at everything that you can order. I'm not a drinker, but they do have alcohol available should you so choose to drink some.
New kicker. Got the touchback. That's what we need from him today. That should be an interesting wrinkle in the game plan today, is if he has to make any important kicks. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, get him! Go, set the tone! We'll take that.
All right, first test for Shudek here.
Got it. We'll take it. Some points here to end the half. Oh, he's got him. That might be for the best. If he got tackled in bounds right there, I don't know, we'd be able to get off the field. Alright. Got out of there without huge mistake. Huge play from Burks, interrupting the passer into the red zone. Drive the ball, drive the ball. There we go. One more run, end zone. Didn't have it there. Let's go here. Come on. That's not what we want to see.
All right, well that sucked. Titans lose 20-16. I was definitely underdressed for the occasion. It was freezing. We know what the problem is. It's Todd Downing. It's just not going to get any better as long as he's here. We're going to have to keep relying on either miraculous performances from the defense or just the once-in-a-blue-moon things where his stupid ideas get right, or we come up with a team that's just worse than us and are able to outplay them. It's just not going to get any better to win. As long as Todd Downing is there, it feels like we've got a Super Bowl caliber defense and we're just wasting it at this point. But if you're not going to fire a guy when you got a DUI and you've got like 8-9 full days to install a new person in it, then you're never going to do it. But we knew that. We know Vrabel's loyal to his guys. He's not going to get rid of him, you know. The best case scenario, the one thing we could possibly hope for is that maybe they quietly reduce his responsibilities, quietly let Tim Kelly take over the play calling behind the scenes or something like that. But even that just seems impossible at this point in time. So it is what it is. We're going to keep falling short. I've been joined by Larry. But the holiday weekend is not fully over yet. I have to finish decorating the Christmas tree. We've got to put the ornaments on it to wrap up the finale of this. So let's go get to that, which is a super exciting thing to do coming off a miserably cold, sitting at Nissan Stadium watching Todd Downing poop all over the field. The one thing he had going for him was that we were very efficient in the red zone. And then today we were like 0-4 in red zone conversion. So the one thing he did well, he screwed up even today. So what are you going to do? Larry would be a better offensive coordinator than Todd Downing. All right, well, sadly, we are officially done with the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Ended kind of on a sad note with the Titans getting, embarrassed by the Bengals again. But that seems to be our way of doing things right now. It seems like the Bengals have our number right now. But the holiday season has begun. It's my favorite time of the year. Christmas time is here. Full of love, full of cheer. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the bell on for notifications because there's going to be a lot of Christmas content coming. Is there any dogs? Do we have any animals? They're not back yet. Thanks for watching. And to all a good night. Feeling pretty good about the tree this year. A couple quick highlights. Dominic the Donkey. Championship Braves. SAG thing. Merry Christmas.